Hello. What is good, everyone? Appreciate you all for being here. And boom. We're here. New One Piece chapter. I am incredibly excited for what's to come from this one because I got a bit of some little predictions. Some little thoughts, you know. The last chapter was very good. Very good. We saw some really fun interactions. And I am very much looking forward to what's to come in this one. I'm still hoping for the Loki flashback. I feel like it's got to come soon. My man Loki, you know, he had that really sad line. He said to Hyrule about him not believing their father. And, you know, well, not their father, but the fact that Loki could have done such a horrible thing to their father. And I think that's going to be a really good reveal. Whatever his flashback is going to be, it'll be a banger. So I'm excited for that. We get to see the truth behind the king. That'd be really cool. Now, do I know if it's going to be like super long, if it's going to be like a little snippet? I don't know, but I think we'll get something of Loki and the king and Hyrule and all of that, like, without a doubt. Maybe we'll even be able to tie it back to Big Mom, maybe even Kaido, because a lot of people are now speculating that Kaido is connected to Loki because of his horns and stuff. The whole Oni tribe could be, you know, something related to all this stuff, which I think could be really cool. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Mostly just I want more Loki stuff, okay? I want it so bad. I think it'll be great. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. More Loki. I need this. I need this so bad. Another thing I'm kind of feeling is more Gunko revelations. I feel like Gunko's character that's been getting a lot of interesting little snippets, little developments and stuff. Like, I thought that the song that she was a fan of in the last chapter was Uta, which would have been cool. But no, it's actually a lot more substantive because the song is by Brooke. Like, how funny would it be if Gunko is like a Brooke fangirl or something like that? Or when she sees Brooke, she like freaks out, like, oh, I love your music. Like, something cute and fun like that. That could also possibly lead to more character development with her. You know, clearly she has an affinity towards the Straw Hats in some form. So, that could be cool. I've also seen some theories about Gunko, which I thought were really interesting. I saw one that people are suspecting her to be Law's sister, which I thought was a really crazy development. And there was this whole theory thread I saw on Twitter where people were saying she could be Law's sister. And I was like, oh, that would be crazy. And that's probably why she's covering her face, why her eye is messed up. There's a lot that went into it. I think the theory is intriguing. So if that happens to be something that's revealed, that would be cool. I was talking with Dak, and Dak and I were saying the koala connection with Gunko, that could also be cool, especially because there was a video that came out really recently. There's a video that came out, I think it was Mr. Morge, and I'm fairly certain it was Mr. Morge, and his theory is that Gunko is like a clone of Ginny. Now that'd be really crazy because one, it would bring the clones into the mix with the Celestial Dragons, who I 100% believe would do something like that, clones and stuff. But the one thing I saw about it, I didn't watch the full video, but the one thing I saw about it was a little snippet. And I think it was around the beginning, where it was basically talking about how the Revolutionary Army members all have a tie to goggles of some kind. That's something I never even thought of like that. So I thought that was really interesting. Really enjoyed that little thing because a lot of them, I think all the big characters outside of Dragon and even Kov, and Kuma as well, but like Sabo has them, Koala has them. I'm fairly, oh no, not Karasu, but 3 of the 4 commanders also have goggles. So I thought that was a really interesting little thought, you know. Outside of that though, those are my 2 big hopes for the chapter. Loki, really want Loki to have some kind of moment. That would be cool. And Gunko, I think, could have a lot more development. I think she has a lot of potential to be a very intriguing character. And obviously, this is the hope for the arc, but more Usopp. We need Usopp to be more relevant in the arc. That would be phenomenal. I love his bond that he's developing with the Giants, obviously, so I hope we get more of a moment for him. He's going to step up. He's going to be that guy. I'm sold. So, it's time to go. It's time to go. Let's see. Oh, before, actually, I say it's time to go, but before, since it's the first stream of the month, we're going to do our 5 gifted members. Let's see who the lucky 5 are. Alright, let's see the 5 lucky gifted members. Shoutouts to, let's see, Juan Martinez, Mel, the Chestnut Tanuki, Dax Sake, and Leo Dog. Look at that. We got some absolute legends of the channel getting their gifted members. Much love. So shouts to all them for being gifted by the mighty Shushu up there in the corner. So with that, hoping for Loki. That's my big hope, you know. Loki, he has a ton of potential. So hey, you know, hoping. Here's hoping. So very excited for that. And you know, I would love a Loki Usopp scene. I would love that. We haven't even gotten close to it, but I would love it so much. So now with that, let's get into the chapter 1145 of One Piece. And speaking of One Piece, I know that the anime just came back. I am very intrigued on the episode, and what I'm hoping to do is watch the new opening for the anime. I hear it has a lot of really cool symbolism when it comes to Kuma and Bonnie's relationship in the arc, which obviously was phenomenal, was incredible. So I don't need to worry about, you know, that being a miss by any means. I'm hoping to see a lot of baggage, a lot of sadness. It'll be great. I'll probably have to have it muted, obviously, because I do not want copyright to strike me down. But I'm hoping that we watch it. I think it'll be a great time. So that's something I'm probably going to do later on in the stream, and I'll maybe make a little snippet for suffering purposes. So that'll be fun. Oh, we got this gorgeous art from, I assume, the anime team. Let me get a little zoom in here. They're watching like it on TV, which is super cute. Alright, so we see like the older Straw Hats in the back and the younger ones in the front. That's pretty cute. I like that little thing there. Of course, Frankie and Robin right next to each other. You know, they know. It's interesting. It's almost like they're actors. In the world. You know what I mean? Like Frankie's got like a relatively normal haircut, which is funny. And of course they're looking at Gear 5, and Luffy's fanboyed out like, that's me. I love that. I also love all the different TVs. Very cool. I'm fairly certain the episode they came back on was probably Straw Hats like on top of York, like, oh, they're gonna kill me. Like, it's probably that, because they did a lot of the not post Egghead, obviously, the away from Egghead stuff. Alright, chapter 1145 of One Piece. Okay, thank God. I thought the audio was echoing. Obviously, if there is any audio issues, please let me know. Alright. Chapter 1145, Wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch Route 8. Okay, interesting. So we just have a very, I kind of mentioned it, like it's very Sabaody coded with the branches and the forest sectors. It's like the groves in Sabaody. I like that. Oh no, I could tell immediately that was from the anime team. Like, it looked exactly like the anime art style. I did not question for a second if that was Oda. So we're still in Yamato's cover story, and my girl, Ulti, looks absolutely, like, happy, because apparently Page 1 is still alive, you know. Not that I expected him to die, because no one dies in One Piece. But I'm happy for Ulti. Her bro's alive. I love that. I'm happy for you. Now, obviously, I think that Ulti and Page 1 are now going to follow Yamato, because that's just kind of a way to parallel Yamato with Odin even more. I feel like Ulti will be so indebted to Yamato, like, oh, you saved my brother, and, you know, Ulti obviously loves her brother, that they'll both join Yamato. So that's definitely where this is going. Curious what's going to happen to Who's Who, though. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're cutting immediately to a Brontosaurus, just like Queen. Very cool. I like the dinosaurs are here on Elbaf. That's obviously an amazing way to parallel this with Little Garden, which obviously introduced dinosaurs being a thing. I just want to check really quick. Little Garden, One Piece. This would be a really cool reveal if I'm correct. All right, no, okay. This is over 1,000 chapters. I thought it was like during the Little Garden plus 1,000. But this is still really cool. I love that dinosaurs are on Elbaf. That's really cool. I also love that they're in like the frozen, icy part of Elbaf. That makes a lot of sense. You know, if we look at our real world, obviously, there are still like corpses and remnants of like much older species of animals. Like there are like fully preserved corpses of like woolly mammoths in Russia right now. So seeing something like this for Elbaf, which obviously has a much longer lifespan compared to many other people in the One Piece world, having dinosaurs here would make sense. But also dinosaurs are still alive in the One Piece world. A place like Little Garden. Kind of a tangent, but hey, I think it's cool. So we got a Brontosaurus. I like this. So Sanji's definitely got to cook this guy. Here it comes, Nash. Oh, so this is I think it's Goldberg or Stanson, and he's got like a homie kind of shield, which is cool. I like that. I like the homie shield. Huh? Wait. And the Brontosaurus tries to bite the shield. The shield like grows huge, which is really interesting that the shield grows huge. At least it looks like it's growing huge. And fully protects, again, Goldberg or Stanson. I'm not sure which one this is. I think it might be Goldberg. Because Stanson was the one with like, he had like a scar on his face, right? It completely blocks the Brontosaurus's face. Really cute. Okay, it's Zoro and Sanji. Oh no! Sanji is kicking Zoro, and he says, Armée de l'air assault, and he kicks Zoro like a rocket. It's like there's a massive plume of smoke coming after him, and Zoro slices the neck off of the Brontosaurus. That's fire. That's fire. I really like that because it shows growth. Again, paralleling this to Little Garden. Obviously, in Little Garden, that kind of started their pettiness, their rivalry and everything. But now they're working together to hunt for the whole team. I really, really love that. Sorry, I just gotta make sure or something. Okay, we're good. Good, cool. Oh my god. Sorry, I had some food earlier and my nose is getting really weird feeling. Alright. Yeah, but no, I really like this. I like the working together as a team aspect of this now. And obviously Dory and Brogy are working together as a team to help as well, so it shows like when the two rivals come together, they could do something a lot better than what they could solo. Alright, so the dinosaur is absolutely cooked. This dude is dead. Alright, whole lot of text bubbles. Whole lot of text bubbles on this one. Alright. This looks like good eating. I mean, it's huge even compared to giants. Yeah, this thing is massive. This dinosaur is immense. Like, because we see Goldberg. Thank you, Thrash, for the confirmation. We see that this thing is probably like at least like 10 times the size of this guy. You know, especially like lengthwise, which is wild. And height, it's a mess because it's a Brontosaurus, so obviously it's massive. Yo, it's good, Wrath. Appreciate you for stopping by. This looks like good eating. I mean, it's huge even compared to giants. Groggysaurus, so Brontosaurus, Groggysaurus. I kind of like Groggysaurus. It's kind of like a mix of you know, Broggy, you know, the giant that we... Did Broggy fight a, Did he? I think he did. I think he did fight one. I can look it up later. I can look it up later. This is irrelevant. I can literally look back there in those books. Groggysaurus is considered a delicacy. Yeah, he's plastered. I should not try to do the... It takes a while to carve off all the fat, but it's great when stewed in alcohol. Of course it's great when stewed in alcohol. Oh, just like the groggy ball. That's a great little... I like that. The groggy ball. Did Goldberg always have this lisp, or is he just drunk? I don't remember him always having a lisp. I assume he's just drunk. Oh, that's cool. The game that Zoro and Sanji played on Long Ring Longland was Groggy Ball. Great little through line there. And they worked together for that. They worked together to defeat this dinosaur. I like that. Yeah, but you didn't bring any of that with us, right? There's a whole shed of cooking tools in the hunting shed. Let's look for some aromatic herbs on the way back. I hate this. I hate this. Hey, what's the deal with this guy, huh? Is it a double fruit? And that's a Zoro. I was talking about the shield. That shield came to life like that way back years ago when my dad went on the expedition to vanquish Big Mom. Oh, that's fire. I love that. That's some respect. That is some real respect we're getting here. I'm happy that, well, not I'm happy. I'm hopeful that a lot of characters in this, you know, obviously Big Mom and Elbaf are like this. They are tight. They are tight. So I don't know. I feel like having a clip like that, having a little snippet of they were there to vanquish Big Mom. Like, she is like this otherworldly being. Like, she's not a person. They're not going to defeat Big Mom. They're not going to stop Big Mom. They're not going to even kill Big Mom. They're going to vanquish her. It makes her sound like she's like literally a god-like figure to these people. Like some kind of, well, not a god, a demon to these people. Really cool. I love that. I love that. So the shield is a homie. The shield came to life like that way back years ago when my dad went on the expedition to vanquish Big Mom. That's how long ago it was, too. This guy's dad was probably part of the Giant Warrior Pirates with Dorian Broggie. Probably went to do that. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, so he's like Zeus then. What? You guys know Mr. Zeus? He's like one of the most exalted homies. Oh, that's the shield saying that. That's so cute. Okay. You guys know Mr. Zeus. He's like one of the most exalted homies. Now he's a manservant to our navigator. What? I love that. That's awesome. Okay. So we're cutting away from Zoro and Sanji, hunting a dinosaur. And we see them talk about the God Knights, the Holy Knights. That's right. They showed up here. Oh, so Loki's talking about the God Knights now. Humans from the world government? You're saying that's who beat you this badly? That's what I'm saying. You must have given them some reason to seek revenge when you were rampaging beyond the sea. Oh, so Loki left Elbaf. Loki left. That's crazy. That's really interesting. So years ago, Loki must have been traveling like crazy to... Oh, that's so interesting. So, okay. Now that makes it intriguing, because we know that Loki was chained to this tree because Loki killed the king, right? That means before Loki was chained up and killed the king, he must have been like a pirate or something. That's really cool. That's really interesting. I wonder what the timeline of that's going to be. Don't be stupid. If I'd gotten far enough to run into them, when I was out there, I'd be king of the world by now. Okay. So he was out there. Loki was a pirate. That's interesting. So that means Loki's one of, like, the only people in this entire place outside of, like, Dory and Broggy. And then, you know, he must have done it before Hyver did, and all of them became pirates as well. I would assume. That is a bit of a reach, but outside of Dory and Broggy and their whole generation, obviously Loki's like, no, that might not make sense, because all the kids are not wanting to be pirates because they're scared because of all this new teachings and stuff. Interesting. Okay, I'm liking this. If I'd gotten far enough to run into them when I was out there, I'd be king of the world by now. And Luffy is kind of confused. Knights from the world government? Hey, you guys. Okay, so they're probably reuniting right now. Cool setup. I like that Loki... Ow. I like that Loki is now confirmed to be a pirate of some kind. I like that. That's a fun reveal. Why, though? What was he doing? Look what we caught. Whoa, that's huge. It's a Groggysaurus. Tasty and nutritious. Nutritious. It's terrible. Okay. I delivered the killing blow. And of course, Zoro, after working together, now Zoro has to get a bit of an ego and be like, no, I did it. I did it. I love that. Okay. I delivered the killing blow. You should have been there. I've never seen such a graceful soaring broccoli. Did you collect enough fallen trees? Yep. Got a nice pile going. Okay, there's Stanson. Thanks for the hunt. There we go. Nicely. Oh, so we're just cutting forward in time. Okay. There we go. Nicely cooked. Yummy. It's not just for you. Oh, right. So I just know exactly that's obviously Luffy. Luffy grabs like a massive that's got to be like his neck or like his leg or something, that one of the dinosaurs' neck sections or leg sections, you know, whatever. Eat up, Loki. And he just plops it, this burning hot piece of meat. It's like, oh, it's even got a little what's it, the characters that he does for sound effects, and it's like that's awesome. Yeah, you're burning me. Be careful of his wounds, Luffy. Loki screams, are you trying to kill me? Hey, you're looking better already. Anyway, you need to eat if you want to recover. I love this is great. And Loki just silently starts eating. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, he is a lot more emotive, so clearly it did help. It's hard to swallow lying on my back. You can't sit me up first? Jeez, so fussy. And he's like coughing and moaning, you know, trying to get up. Got something stuck in your throat? Hang on a sec. I'll bring soup. And so Luffy's lifting up a burning hot thing of soup. It looks like it's in a massive, like, honestly, not even a pot, like a coffee mug, it looks like. I can see it bubbling from here. Stay away from me. I love this. I love how Loki is like now terrified of Luffy being an idiot. This is some good bonding. This is, you know, honestly, it's reminding me a bit of like Law right now. It's giving me very Law vibes. How Law just does not want to deal with these people at the start of the story, obviously. When he punk Hazard. Fittingly so, this is also a snowy location. Very fun. Very fun. Stay away from me. Alright, what's this gonna be? Oh my god. Of course he spilled it immediately and dropped it all on Loki. Oops. And there's just a painful scream noise. He has more burns than before. Get him away from me. His whole face is like drenched. You can see, and then there's like steam coming off of his face. Hey, Luffy. Sorry, I didn't mean to. And Gerd gives Luffy a thumbs up for torturing him. You too, Gerd? What did this guy do to make all the giants hate him so much? I'm guessing he was lying when he made the promise with Luffy. I like how Zoro's eating off of his sword as a skewer. That's very cool. Sanji didn't get the whole build up to this though, so he's very confused. I also like that. Excuse me. Where to find red hair now? Sorry, but I wasn't lying about that. I like how Loki like sensed that shade from Zoro. I love that. Sorry, but I wasn't lying about that. We'll be the judge of that. Go on and tell us. Why should I tell you when you haven't upheld your end of the bargain and unlocked my last chain? Okay, yeah, talk that talk. You really want to meet red hair that badly, huh? I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate you met when you were just a lad. Yo, who is this bro talking about? Okay, and then Hyrden, he's doing a weird, like, ellipses, like a dot, dot, dot. It does look like Enma, the sword. Alright, oh, I don't know what's happened there. Okay. You really want to meet red hair that badly, huh? I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate you met when you were just a lad. You make it sound like you feel the same way about someone. Yes, I did. Alright, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Alright. It can't be... Alright. I'm trying to think about this realistically, right? It can't be Whitebeard. Because, no. How old is Loki? How old is Loki? He's at least like 70 years old. Because Hyrden's pretty old. I don't want to look it up in case there's a spoiler. Can someone give me an age? Can someone give me an age on how old Loki is? Because I want to actually see if I could crack it. Because, alright. It can't be like... This is going to be someone relevant to the story. I highly doubt it's Roger. I highly, highly doubt it's Roger. Because Roger already had that same scene with Pedro, right? 63? Okay, that's actually pretty useful. Whitebeard was like 80? 70? 80? But Whitebeard... Oh! I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. And if this is about it... If this is a... There's no way. There's no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way. It's all good, Lil Mel. There's no way. Okay. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright. Mike's good. Okay. I'm looking at this now, and I'm getting pretty worried, guys. Okay, so this is really interesting. This is really interesting. Because one of the things I said pretty early in this arc is about the theme of brothers, right? And brothers is a concept that I think is really relevant. And we have a very distinct pair of brothers in this story. Not like literally brothers, like a Doflamingo and a Corazon. They're obviously literally siblings. But I would say like two of the most important characters who have that brotherly bond that got it like torn apart is Ace and Blackbeard, right? And very early on in this arc, I had this concept that Hyrden and Loki are going to be used as a parallel to Ace and Blackbeard. Obviously with Blackbeard being the one who killed their father, Whitebeard. So this is incredibly intriguing. And now, you know, I was thinking, who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? And now I'm thinking it might actually... Because if this guy's meant to be a Blackbeard, kind of like little allusions to Blackbeard, but he's like a good guy, it has to be Rox. It has to be. But I don't believe it, because I don't think we're going to get a Rox face reveal. There's no way. There's no way. Because he keeps teasing us with Rox. Like, in Egghead, we saw a little glimpse of God Valley. I remember when I reacted to that chapter, I started shaking. Like, my hand started shaking. I was like, There's no way. There's no way we're going to get the Rock's face reveal right now. It's been almost 200 chapters since this guy has been talked about, and we still have not seen his face a single time. This is so... But, like, who else could it be? Who else could it be? Because I was going to say it could have been Whitebeard. It's definitely not Big Mom. Because Big Mom was only, like, 5 when Loki was born. Maybe not 5. Maybe, like, 10. But still, she's not a captain. She's not. It has to be Rox. It has to be. Because if it's not Rox, it's Roger. If it's not Rox, it's Roger. It's Rox. I'm just going to place it. It's Rox. Loki has a Luffy-esque affinity towards Rox. And now that makes me even more convinced that Kaido is going to show up in this arc. Now I'm even more convinced. Okay. Alright. I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate you met when you were just a lad. You make it sound like you feel the same way about someone. Yes, I did. I am hiding this, and it pains me that I was only a boy at the time. He was too young to join the crew. It's... Bro. It could be the guy who inspired Roger or Louis Arnaud. Louis Arnaud would be crazy. That would be a crazy name drop. But I feel like it's got to be Rox. It has to be. It has to be Rox. Okay, here we go. It pains me that I was only a boy at the time. Take me with you. That's Rox. That's right. Yo, this is fun. There's no way. Take me with you. I didn't come here to meet a whelp like you. Stop making me repeat myself. Rox came to Elbaf for a reason. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so... Alright. This is really interesting. This is really interesting to me. Because we saw that at the start of Elbaf... no, actually not at the start of Elbaf. In Egghead, when we cut away, we cut to Shanks, and he had the same exact scene with Colin. Very interesting. And now it looks like there's no way it's the same bar, but like Loki's in a bar in this scene because I see some tables with alcoholic bottles on them. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. So this has got to be Rox. He's got the spiky hair. He has the same kind of like devious, angry eyes. He's got the same kind of stuff there. I didn't come here to meet a whelp like you. Stop making me repeat myself. Now that obviously raises the question. Stop making me repeat myself. Has Rox came to Elbaf multiple times? How many times has Rox been to Elbaf? If so, why? And immediately what I'm thinking is Kaido has to be involved. Kaido has to be involved. If we're continuing the trend of the ancient giants and all that stuff. Because Kaido obviously has the same kind of feeling towards Rox. He was the youngest person on the crew, from what we know. Oh, this is awful. What is going to happen? Maybe Rox had an agreement with the king? Maybe Rox was like... Okay, maybe... Because Shanks' territory is Elbaf. We could just assume that, right? Because all the people love him. He shows up. He saves their land. Shanks has Elbaf ties very closely, right? Does that mean... Because obviously the Yonko didn't exist at this point in the world. They didn't exist. Was Elbaf, which was a non-world government territory, protected by Rox, like how Shanks protects it now? Incredibly interesting. Incredibly interesting. Okay. I didn't come here to meet a whelp like you. Stop making me repeat myself. Please continue. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're continuing. Fight me then. What? Okay. Rox proves he's a terrible person in this scene. Because we see Loki beaten up as a child, stabbed on the ground. And that's Whitebeard. That's definitely Whitebeard. You don't have to use a blade on a kid. Shut up, Newgate. Okay, so we know he's a piece of shit. Like, that's awesome. Not awesome. Not awesome that he abused children. That's pretty horrible. That's pretty horrible. But I like that there's no gray area to this. Rox is a bad person. Good. Very good. I like that reveal there. I was born in the wrong era. Crazy. All right. That was a huge reveal. Genuinely probably one of the biggest reveals of the year so far. Genuinely. That was crazy. That entire little snippet. I want more of that immediately. Because we know that he came to Elbaf for a reason. What was the reason? I want to know. I want to know why you're in Elbaf. That also gets me really intrigued. Is Blackbeard going to want to come to Elbaf? If Rox is coming to Elbaf? This is wild. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. I was born in the wrong era. God damn, bro. That was crazy. Biggest reveal was the mural. No, it definitely was the mural. But I'm saying, like, this is one of the biggest reveals. The Draugrs are like soldiers. Ga-ba-ba-ba. So many ghosts, too. Just the thing kids would be afraid of. Oh, okay. So they could continually create more and more of these same monsters. Interesting. Okay. I like that little addition, because I thought they just completely destroyed the skeleton Draugrs and the ghosts. And there was one other one they destroyed, like, no problem. But they keep manifesting more and more. Very cool. Wipe them all out. Is that meant to be Loki? Alright, we got this cute little bear creature, like a knot chopper. Is that meant to be Loki? I'll handle him. Oh, that's Scopper. Oh, Scopper slices the fake Loki in half. This panel is gorgeous. This panel's sick. Of him slicing the fake Loki in half. That's awesome. Alright. Here we go. Good thing these are based on a child's imagination. Would they be stronger if the kid knew the real thing? I'd rather not find out. Yeah. There are more of them now. 3. A trio of abnormal voices. They could try to hide, but I still feel them. If even Elbaf isn't safe anymore, then it's truly the end of days. Oh, cold line from Scopper. Cold line. Okay, so we have like a weird kind of machine. It looks like a hose kind of thing. I don't even know what that is. It's the thing like collecting water into this hose, but I can't even tell what that's supposed to be. Is that a No, it's probably not like a sea snail. It looks so futuristic though. Open the sea cloud hoses. Will this even work? The flames are simply massive. That's a fun little thing. The sea clouds. That's obviously a great little callback to Skypiea with the sea clouds. I wonder what this machine is supposed to be though. It's obviously giving, pumping the sea clouds into these hoses, but it's cool. I don't know if it's a Dendamushi or maybe even a dial thing. Interesting though. Firefighters, I'm so glad y'all made it, but could you pick it up a little? The kids are about to reach the flames. Oh my god. The valves are all the way open. It's the strongest stream we've got. And the kids are still walking along. I really like the lighting in this panel. We see it completely, just the whole background is white. That's how hot it is. Put out the fire. You can do it. Get them flames out. I'm begging you. Alright, now we're seeing Sommers and Gunko. Look at that, Gunko. The kids are about to burn to death. What happens? Will they wake up? Alright, Sommer's about to probably say some unhinged crap. Okay, hold on. What happens? Will they wake up? Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. To me, that's honestly a fuel to the fire that this is Law's sister. That's honestly kind of fuel to that fire. Pun not intended. But, like, thinking about it like that, Law's sister presumably died in that fire. In, Flevens? Flevens, right? Flevens? Flevens, yeah. Law's sister, like, died in that fire because she was hidden in that one hospital, and then when Law comes back to find her, she's just, the whole hospital's on fire. So that's really interesting that we immediately get the, oh, what's going to happen to them when they are on fire, right? Kids on fire. Law's sister was a kid on fire. Very interesting. They'll wake up from the heat, wail and cry for their parents, and be consumed by flames and burned into bones, I assume. The I assume is interesting. How about that? Now that's emotion. God, Sommers is so cooked. Yo, is that my man? For the Night of the Sea? That looks like the first Night of the Sea right there. Sea cloud. What's wrong, firefighters? It's not going out. We're at max output. We had options. Stop, children. Sommers is gleefully laughing. Oh, Saul is running. Oh, the kid. That's not Saul. The kids are now running into the fire. Like, they're not running. They're stepping in. And then Jinbei, the shoulder throw. That's definitely Jinbei, the goat. Completely just throws a whole, like, current of sea clouds. There, that should do it. Was that in time? Over there, hop on. Way to go, Jinbei. I got the chills. Yeah, there's my man. My man Usopp cheering for Jinbei. I love that. And the whole entire branch is just drenched in water. In a massive, like, explosion. Colin coming in with the clutch save. Wow. Okay. Okay. All the firefighters are shook. Saul is crying. Robin's happy. I love this. The wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch Route 8 has been put out. All the kids are safe. The children weren't harmed by the flames, but they're still marching onward. That was a close one. We believed in you. Well done, firefighters. The guardian deities of Elbaf. It wasn't us, but at least they're safe. No kidding. Did you see that, Robin? Jinbei must be nearby. That was so cool, Jinbei. So cool. Thank you, Jinbei. I love this. I'm so happy right now. It's nothing. The kids at school all hate me, but I think of them as my friends. That's so sweet, Colin. We're going to save them together. Yeah. Oh, Gunko is on the ship? Oh my god. So I suppose the school isn't the only place. What? Who's that? Okay, so they're looking at Gunko. They're shocked. This is an interesting panel layout. So we have, like, the shot of the background and Gunko's in the front. Interesting. So I suppose the school isn't the only place to find a perky child. Why'd they have to say that? Why perky? That's... no. Okay. Well, Gunko probably gonna have a fight with Nami. Thinking about it, because that makes sense. She is face to face with Brooke. Huge. Literally Thrash. I didn't even think about that. I literally didn't even think about that. I just purely thought about a fight, and I completely forgot that I said, is she gonna meet Brooke? I kind of am hoping, like, he takes off the helmet at some point during this whole scuffle, and she's like, "You're sulking, bro." That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I mean, but she knows that Luffy is here. She knows that Luffy's here. I don't think it would take a lot of hurdles to cross for her to realize that's Brooke, who she likes. That's cool, though. That was a good chapter. Shouts to Jinbei. He saved all the kids. We love that. Jinbei saved the kids. That's awesome. God, that Loki rock stuff was crazy. That was crazy. The whole Loki rock stuff. I can't believe that, genuinely. Genuinely. I cannot believe that. Like, oh my god. Bro. Nah, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was very good. That was a very good chapter. What would you all rate it out of 10? What do you guys think? Out of 10? I would definitely give that like an 8. Like an 8. I would definitely give that like an 8. The Loki rocks reveal was huge. That will be a massive, massive thing in the story. It makes it really interesting that Loki says he was born in the wrong era, right? It makes it very interesting because let's speculate here. Let's speculate. If Loki was quote unquote born in the wrong era, if he was, then that whole prophecy with that's obviously Luffy and Loki wouldn't happen. Loki was born in the perfect era. He just hasn't realized his true purpose because he's been so clouded by this idea of idolization with rocks, which is really cool. I'm curious to see if he has this awakening, this realization of, no, Rocks was obviously a terrible person. Like, you're a grown man and you're abusing a child like that. You stabbed a kid. You're clearly a psychopath. Clearly. You're a monster. But Loki, instead of viewing Rocks as the problem, he views himself as the problem because he was weak. If he was able to fight Rocks, then maybe he would have been on the crew. But he's not able to get over that hurdle, He's not realizing that Rocks was the issue. Which is beautiful. That's some beautiful, beautiful storytelling. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't know. I feel as though like that realization, like, no, I wasn't born in the wrong era. If I was with Rocks, my life wouldn't be the same because he would have probably done worse to me. I would have been able to trust people less. There's so much here. There's so much here. And as I said earlier with the parallels with Blackbeard, this is huge. Like, this is huge. What's even going to happen now? Because obviously, like, Loki and Blackbeard both idolize this guy. Is that going to lead to something? It's crazy. It's crazy. Pretty good chapter. It was filled to the brim with so much happening. More Loki, a Rocks flashback, Jinbei, Scopper, so much more. Definitely 8 or 9. Only because you can never know with with Oda. You can drop another banger for chapter next week. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I'm going to be honest, if the Rocks flashback thing wasn't in this, I would probably give it a 7. It was fun. It was enjoyable. But the Rocks thing was so huge. That was huge. Like, I cannot imagine what's going to be coming in store for this arc. And if Rocks is in this arc, I can only imagine Blackbeard could show up. Like, what's going to happen? I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Because we last saw him. We last saw him with Law. No, actually, no. No, we last saw him on Hachinosu, didn't we? Blackbeard, One Piece. Isn't he on Hachinosu right now? Because he was scolding Pizarro. He was scolding Pizarro. He was like, no, you're a failure. I remember that. Kuzan was there. I swear. Hold on. History. There we go. Yeah, he was in Hachinosu. Okay, so they're on Hachinosu, which seemingly isn't too far from here. Seemingly. Does anyone have a map of the One Piece world? Archer does. Archer. Archer One Piece world map. Let me see. It's 2021 now. 2025. Alright, I found a Reddit post. This is a year ago. Okay, I'll do this. This is a year ago. That's Whole Cake Island. Elbaf. Okay, Elbaf is not far. It's not far at all. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. That's wild. It seems as though... Oh, alright, hold up. Elbaf is so referential in a way I really like it. Feels like a great transition towards what's to come. Yeah, so Elbaf is the arc, like, a lot of people were looking towards, forward to a lot of people are looking forward to arcs like Wano, obviously, but for me, Usopp, you know, one of my favorite characters in the whole series, I was always looking forward to Elbaf because, at least, you know, when I got into the series, I knew Wano was what was going on. So the anticipation of Elbaf made it even crazier. It's like, so you're telling me, with the little I knew about the series, I can always assume that the stakes are only going to get higher and higher as the series goes on, as most series do, right? And you're telling me that Elbaf, which is just now happening, had 1,000 chapters of build-up. Like, clearly, something incredible is going to happen in this arc, which was really crazy to me, you know? And I found that kind of well, not I found, because at this point I'm caught up. I find this form of long-form storytelling incredibly immersive, and you get so invested. And obviously, if you're able to write a story for over 25 years plus, there's got to be something good to it. And I feel like with Elbaf, we're seeing that he's able to draw upon not just the stuff that he wrote 5 years ago, or even a few years ago in Egghead. No, he's able to draw on stuff that he wrote when some of the readers of this story were literally infants and now possibly have children of their own. That's how long he's been writing this kind of stuff, which is insane to think about. That he's able to be like, oh, you remember Dory and Brogy? You remember when they fought those dinosaurs? Now they're going to do it again. But now they're going to work together to fight the dinosaurs instead of fighting each other. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And, like, it's insane. Because now I'm saying all the stuff about, oh, what's Blackbeard going to do? Right? But we know there's other stuff in Elbaf that could so easily happen. Like, a lot of people... their biggest expectations for Elbaf is Vivi gonna come back? Is this the arc where Vivi joins the Straw Hats, like, for real at this time? It could be. That would be another great way to call back to the Baroque Works saga, with all of that stuff being incredibly relevant now, with Crocodile being one of the heads of Cross Guild. People are also speculating, is Cross Guild gonna come to Elbaf as well, because of how all of these arcs are connected in the Baroque Works saga, which is it's just crazy. It's genuinely crazy. And we're seeing stuff that a lot of people have been wanting to see for such a long time, like Scopper Gaban is a real character now that is here. It's wild. And the foreboding message of don't spend too much time on Elbaf is seemingly like becoming more and more relevant, because we see characters like Scopper, who just said, where did he say? If even Elbaf isn't safe anymore, then it's truly the end of days. Like, that's haunting. That's some haunting imagery from one of the strongest characters in the whole world to say something like that. It's insane. Actually crazy. So there's so much to look forward to with this arc. There's so much here. And it's only getting richer, because we see now it's not just integrating all the stuff from Little Garden, all the stuff that's been built up throughout the entire series with the Giants. Now, it's obviously also Big Mom and her connection with the Giants. Now it's Kaido and his connection that is newly seemingly confirmed with the Giants. And with Kaido's connection, you could also bring in Moria, because Moria fought Kaido, and Moria had the ancient giants. It's just like there's so many little things they could just pick apart. And there's so much potential for what's to come. And outside of that entire thing, there's Vivi returning to the story. There is the possibility of characters like Law or Kid being in this arc, because Kid was defeated on Elbaf, and Law is seemingly on his way. We don't know where he's on his way to, but he's on his way to somewhere. Personally, I don't think he's going to be on Elbaf, but that's just me. We've had a lot of Law in the story. I think Oda's going to try and pull him back to be like, make us miss him, you know? But yeah, crazy. Crazy. Yeah, rock stabbing... No, Sway, so I agree. Rock stabbing Loki isn't crazy. And that's what I like about it. Because, at least from what we've seen of the story, Rox is the guy that Blackbeard, bad guy number one, idolized, He's got the Saber of Zebek as his own ship's name. So clearly he's going to be a terrible, awful guy, right? But showing stuff like this, actually showing him abuse a kid, stab a kid, like this is unhinged. This is some actually terrible behavior that makes you despise a character very vehemently. Showing stuff like this and not painting him in some gray area type of crap is great. It's great. It shows this dude is a bad guy, right? Because there have been a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I've been a victim of this as well. There have been a lot of people who have viewed Rox as possibly like a loser. He's not actually that big of a deal. I think that, I said this before in a recent video I did. I said recent, but it was like months ago. That I feel like Rox could be like a Buggy-esque figure in the story. Like he's like the head, but he's got all the big people around him, and he's like the brains, but not really strong. But as we see here, to be honest, you don't need to be a strong guy to abuse a kid. You just need to be a piece of crap. You just need to be a terrible person. So it's still possible. It's still possible. But yeah, no, it's insane. It's insane. Seeing him be a bad guy, and there's no gray area around that. If you do that, you're a bad person. It's like Higuma from all the way back in chapter 1. He was willing to kill Luffy. He was willing to feed him to the Lord of the Coast just to get a one-up on Shanks to make him see himself as superior. Rox didn't even have to do that. There was no one who was going to fight Rox. He just beat up a kid because he's a bad guy. So having stuff like this shows, like, this is the guy who Blackbeard idolized. Meaning Blackbeard, who is definitely going to be a more gray character than Rox, obviously, is also a terrible person. Loki, though, he idolized this guy, and then he got attacked for it. Which, genuinely, you know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of Bellamy, which is hilarious, because Loki has a lot of obvious Doflamingo comparisons with sticking his tongue out all the time. But that could also be a comparison to Big Mom. She did that as well. And Big Mom was like the enemy of the Giants. That's interesting. A lot of interesting symbolism there. Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Hachinosu's not far. Just a little bit further towards the red line. Blackbeard could definitely show up here. Could definitely show up. And if Blackbeard shows up, maybe he'll try to manipulate Loki. But Luffy will know. Loki, don't trust that guy. Even though he's also inspired by your idol. He will use you and be terrible towards you. That could be a really interesting scene. Who is Loki going to choose? This guy who reminds him of his idol? Or this guy who he hates, pretty much? That could be cool. That would actually be a great scene. And that would be a great way to show like how much Luffy and Blackbeard are different. you know? Not that we haven't seen that before, but it could be fun. The two choices for the future. Who is Loki going to side with? The Destroyer Sun God, Blackbeard, or the Savior Sun God, Luffy? Who also destroys stuff, but you know what I mean. Also, I obviously don't believe Blackbeard is a Sun God fruit. I'm just saying that because he's one of the members of the Will of D. He's got all that stuff going around. You know how it is. You know how it is. But yeah, no, that was an incredible chapter with that reveal. Truly, truly spectacular. Truly spectacular. Let me see. Oh yeah, so now what we're going to do. I really want to watch that new opening. So we're going to watch that. We'll watch that. We'll see what happens. Let me just make sure I can get it up here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll have to make a new stream layout probably. Which is annoying, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright. You should be able to hear any audio right now. Let's see. One Piece new opening. Is it opening 27? Angel and Devil. Cool name. Okay, pause. Turn off desktop audio immediately. Just check. Oh no, start with jewelry, Bonnie. Start with baggage. Suffering. Alright. Let me get this up. Internet. Hold on. Opening. Boom. Alright, you should be able to see that a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. Little filter. Nope. There we go, a little filter. Okay. Should be shrinking that down. Boom. Alright. Moving that a bit there. Watch background. There we go. Boom. Move that all the way over there. Cool. Alright. Let's get into this new opening. I'm excited. I'm excited to suffer. Excited for that. Let me make it a bit bigger. Sorry if you hear a bunch of clicking for a second. Just moving that. Alright. Cool. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. Suffering. Here we go. Angel and Devil. One Piece new opening. I'm very excited. I can't wait to suffer. Here we go. Oh, we got Bonnie at the start. Pure suffering. Oh, okay. We're going to have a lot of pausing, by the way. I'm going hyper analytical. So this is definitely her in that church. Pure suffering there. Can't wait for that. And we have her on Sabaody. Oh, okay. Sabaody here. What is this, like, flaming section? What is this? The flaming section. Is that, like, when it was attacked? The flaming section. What is that supposed to be? And this is obviously her on Egghead. I can't wrap my head around that one. Is the flaming section supposed to be kind of a reference to her when she was captured by Blackbeard? Interesting. Let's continue. Oh my god. The little reflection of Kuma in her eyeball. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And she's obviously, that's when she sees Luffy for the first time, and she thinks about her, Kuma. Beautiful. That's beautiful. And then it cuts to Luffy, of course. Genius. Genius. Okay. Little throbbing there. Little throbbing for us throbbing enjoyers. Oh, mouse in the way. Sorry about that. Okay, they're walking along. A little fun. A little fun with the Straw Hats. I love that. Up, suffering. All right, suffering. Oh, oh, whoa. Okay, okay. That's a lot of suffering. We have this gorgeous little shot of the memory bubble, and we got a lot here. What the? This is crazy that we're seeing this animated soon. Oh my god. This is where it all began. Wow. Okay. I want to see a little bit of movement real quick before I... This is not how I expected the song to go. Oh, this is going to be so painful. Is it literally all going to be about Bonnie in the flashback? This is going to be suffering. Oh god, are we going to see the running scene in the opening? There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Oh god. Suffering. Oh, the little ship, little sail with the drawing. Oh no, not that scene. No way. No way we're gonna see it. They're saving it. They're saving it. They're saving it. They're saving it. Dude, the eyeball looks so crazy. Like, they're obviously heavily alluding to it, but I think they're saving it for the anime to reveal it. Oh, okay. We got the whole revs there. The revs looking tough. The revs are looking tough right now. We got, I think, all the commanders. I think it's literally everyone but Dragon. We even got those four, not the commanders, like the second in command to them, because we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, all there. Dragon's not here. I'm noticing. Dragon's not here. Beautiful. Beautiful imagery there. A little divide. And Luffy breaking it open. Sick. Oh, no. No. Kizaru? Oh, that shot went hard. That shot went hard with Sentomaru. With the flashbacks? I like that. That's cool. And of course, we got Gear 5. Oh, this is going to go crazy in the anime. That's going to go crazy. Okay, so we're getting Dragon in this part of the flashback. Cool. Oh my god. Oh my god, suffering. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this little art style change there for a little bit. Alright. It's kind of sad how every time I see the Straw Hats, I lose a bit of investment because I'm like, yeah, of course they're going to be there, but this I didn't expect at all. We see this is on Kuma's ship because we see the little sail up there. With a gorgeous backdrop here. Beautiful. This scene here is immaculate. With Kuma, like, this has got to be him, like, holding Bonnie on his shoulders. Beautiful. Oh, Bonnie's on the ship. Nice. Nice. Is that it? Okay, yeah, that's it. I don't know what this is. This is like some other show entirely. I don't know what that was. But that was great. That was great. I love how Kuma and Bonnie flashback centered that was. That was immaculate. Some of those shots were breathtaking. And I do like how, well, I don't know how I feel about it. But having Dragon not be with all the revolutionaries, but having him alluded to with him holding up Luffy's bounty poster, very interesting. It's a cool way of having the dichotomy between him and Kuma, obviously, because they are focused on their their children. That's obviously the point of what they're doing in the world. Very interesting. Very interesting. See right here. And this is that. Oh, that's really cool because that was when Luffy had a 30 million bounty. That's a nice little addition there. So that's obviously a flashback of him like relatively recently. See, 30 million. Cool. Cool. You know, some of that was really great. Obviously, I did say the Straw Hat stuff wasn't as intriguing, but they're in all the openings pretty much. So, but I like this little thing here. This reminded me a lot of like some of the earlier openings where we see just like the East Blue 5. Very similar vibes here, and I love the angry Nami bit. Love that. Some of this stuff I can't believe they showed though. I'm very happy they didn't show this. I'm insanely happy they didn't show this. This would have been a wild reveal. So they'll probably wait until after it is shown to change the opening in some fashion, because they've been known to do that. And this shot here of Luffy breaking open this little rift between York and Vegapunk, genius. I like a lot of little stuff they do here. Like this shot went really cool as well. I like that. I'm really liking all the suffering inbound. How many episodes is this flashback gonna be? I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm very excited. They can milk this like they did with the Rebecca flashback, and I probably wouldn't mind because it was so good. It was so painful and so good. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Yeah, this. Ooh, suffering. I'm happy they didn't show the running scene. I'm very happy they didn't show the running scene. That would have been a misstep. They definitely saved some great stuff. Spoiler free. They definitely saved some great stuff there. This shot was great too. This very beginning. We're getting it from Bonnie's point of view. I'm still confused what that's supposed to be. Because what I'm thinking is the water is obviously Bonnie floating in that ball of water before Egghead, and then they find her in the ball of water. But the fire, I really don't understand what that's supposed to be. I don't understand what this is supposed to be. But she split off from her crew. It's probably just that. It could be something more, though. But no, that was great. The song was pretty alright, too. I just really didn't expect that little, like, beat switch kind of halfway through. I didn't expect that. But it was a good song. Good song. Suffering Inbound. I'm very excited. Suffering Inbound. That was great. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait. That'll be so much fun. The suffering. Oh boy, the suffering. So much fun. Let's see. It's almost 7 o'clock. I think that should be good. We talked about the whole chapter. It was very intense. We even got a little snippet of reacting to the ending. Maybe I'll save that and put it as a little video or something, you know. But with that, I mean, that was great. I thought as though, like, I didn't expect it to be as Kuma and Bonnie focused. I really didn't expect it to be. But I liked it. I'm very happy with that addition. Let me see. Oh god, Loki and rocks, bro. Oh my god. Very excited. But yeah, alright, let's see if there's anyone we can redirect to. And if not, that'll be it from me. I will give y'all a heads up. I will be doing a stream later this week. It seems like there is a chapter next week, correct? It seems like there is one. I did see there is no chat. It said to be continued, obviously. But it didn't allude if there is one next week. I can just check. Because you can just click on One Piece and it should say, no, there is no chapter next week. New chapter in 14 days. So there's no chapter next week. Oh my god. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. They just dropped that little thing and then nothing. Nothing. Oh boy. That's gonna be a lot. That's a lot. Maybe a little Loki Blackbeard, cross analysis thing could be fun. We'll figure it out. But let's see if there's any way we can redirect to. If not, we should be good. Redirect. Is anyone live? No. Alright, well, that was fun. Good chapter. Cannot wait for more Loki rocks. Cannot wait for that. But that'll be it for me. Hope you enjoyed. Take